Welcome to the Succulent Home with me, Melissa. Okay, so today I am going to look at, if you guys didn't see it before, all of my beautiful succulent tapestry that I had here got extremely sunburned, and the heat just didn't do well. So I had to pull up a lot of what was here to save what I wanted to save, which was two of those, some of these aloes. But as far as like the succulents, I just trial and error. So, and me and my husband also wanted to revamp. We didn't want those rocks that I did. Remember, I put a different kind of, I think it was like river pebble. And we're gonna go ahead and use the same California gold dust rock on here. So that's what we're doing. So we got these urns to mimic the big urns that we have in the yard and on each side of the driveway. So I think that will look cute here, and then I'm gonna figure out what else to do. I already got these that are already together, saves me money, and it also mimics what I have going on inside the other urns. So they are cohesive, especially with that euphorbia. So I think it's gonna look really, really beautiful. This is how it will look from the back. Just, it's really gorgeous. I love all the colors. I love the vibrancy of that maroon, perfect for fall. I'm not gonna have to worry about shading them anytime soon, just because it doesn't get, it's not gonna be as hot anymore like it was prior. But also it doesn't get real cold either. The other one is pretty much the same as far as the, you know, you got, those look like silver dollars, but I don't believe these are, something else. But look at the color of that. Just looks so beautiful. These little jelly beans. You see the trailing elephant bush right there as well. Just a really nice combination of different succulents, along with that euphorbia and the kalanchoe. Okay, so let's get this started. So now that I know exactly how I want the arrangement and which one in which urn, I'm going to go ahead and proceed to fill the urn up with the soil. I'm not going to worry too much about the hole and losing soil, only because there's no, I have a, let me show you. It's on top of a little paver, so the soil's not going to go anywhere. And so it's going to have drainage, but I'm not going to lose soil in a ground or anywhere, if that makes sense. So that is why. Hi, Midnight. You like my projects? Do you? Say hi to everybody. Midnight. Midnight. Oh, you just want to lay in the cold soil. Okay. I don't want the arrangement, because the arrangement will grow in height because of the euphorbia. Of course, not at a rapid speed, but I don't want to put too much soil at the very bottom, because I don't want it to be too high at the start of it. Okay, so right now, I'm going to do my best with trying, and when I say trying, I mean, I want to put it on an end that isn't going to lose a lot of leaves, but I want to take it out of here. So let's see. Between all of my handy dandy tools, I'm gonna try to just loosen it up on the sides here. Okay. Ideally, I would love for this to just lift out somehow, but still all together. I know it's probably not going to happen like that. I do have some experience from doing the last urns. So what I'm going to do is try my best to not mess up the roots and put them on here in sections. Just like so. Okay. Just gonna go in a circle right here to do that. These I know are on, oh shoot, left side. Be very careful, especially with those, because they have that beautiful white creamy sunblock. That's what it is for them. It's like a sunblock. But these right here laid out so very nice, so very gently. Okay. I also wanted to look at the euphorbia too, because the last bunch that I got and did the last urns were I had to watch them real careful, because they all got root, not all of them, but a big part of them started getting root rot because they were in really soaked soil. So I know these were pretty watered when I got them. So I'm just gonna try to take a really close look. Euphorbias, do you see what I'm saying? Like this one has this like really almost like a symbolic to a root rot, like overwatered. So I'm just looking, make sure. So like all the little new growths that it had, definitely it started getting some do you see that? And then this one looks like they cut that off. So I'm just gonna tear it off, those overwatered spots. I'm trying to also fill it oh, do you see how he squeezed it? And that just totally, like, yeah, these started getting too much water. So I just want to be careful with really making sure I'm looking at that. Okay. So put this one off to the side. And I got this one. And because this got watered already, like I said, I'm not going to use this. I'll use it for another arrangement, but not for this one. I'm going to use my already dried out soil. So those are all the succulents now that you can see that I'm going to use. Very beautiful. Okay. So I almost want to take more of this soil out because it was really, really wet soil. I feel it really wet right in here. Right in here. I almost feel like don't want to pot this one right now. I can feel it. I feel like I need to cut it. Okay. Sorry. If I don't, it's just gonna rot. So I'd rather, look at that. Do you see, look at that. See it? If I didn't, it's already getting root rot. I don't know how high it goes either. Oh, it's going high. I'm better off saving these little pieces right here. Cutting off those little pieces, letting these pieces dry out. Sorry, I'm probably not even in the view. I'm reaching all the way over there. So I just cut this one off. I'm better off getting rid of all of this root rot. See that? That's good stuff. That's the stuff that will irritate your skin. It is also poison. Don't get it in your eyes. I'm using gloves, so that's okay. I'm gonna put these off to the side and let these dry out and probably propagate these in another pot. Now I'm gonna do some further investigation in this one right here. So this one just broke off. This had already had root rot. I almost am afraid of what's going on. And the reason why I bought these arrangements were for, look at that, were for this. Oh, it's all root rot. Look at that. So a good tip is, since I'm doing this with you guys, do you see that? I could honestly get my money back, but I'm already in the middle of this project and I'm not gonna go there. It's not worth my time. So I'm gonna cut a little bit more of one more piece off. There goes that. I'm gonna do the same for that one. This is just so unfortunate because this was the thing that I felt like, oh God, this whole thing. I felt like there's no way. Just so you can see. Yeah, there was no way of saving that. So disappointing. The whole point of me getting this was, even this still feels root rot. And that's how those other ones, see, here's the deal when places, because it's not, a nursery comes and brings them to Lowe's. If Lowe's overwaters, then, and it's already, so I don't have any euphorbias to add to this. What I'm going to end up adding to help give it a little bit of some height is some aloe, some blue elf aloes that I have. That will help fill the spot too and give it a look. The only thing about blue elf aloes, these ones right here, is they do end up getting a very thick rooting system like this. And after a while, this rooting system will take up this whole pot. So it's just something that I will have to maintenance later on. It's not like when you do them fresh in the ground, because they have plenty of room to go when they're in the ground. But these are ready to be potted. So like I said, I'm going to that on that side. I like how it drifts, it goes to one side as well. I didn't want to add too much soil because I didn't want the euphorbias to go so tall, but now that I don't have to worry about that, and I still have the other euphorbias on the other side that I have to look at. If they are good, I'll just add them to here, is what I can do. But for right now, I'm just going to work on one urn at a time. That's my best bet. And I'll clean up the little dead ends. You know, it's like a haircut. You always want to clean up your dead ends so your hair looks more beautiful. It's getting right into fall. Yeah, see, like all of this is pretty soaked. So I won't be watering this anytime soon. I'm gonna try to go in the direction in which the pot was arranged, just because I liked the look of it. I thought it was very pretty. So that's what I'm gonna do in this urn. Trying to make it really nice and packed at the same time still as well. Keeping it packed will keep it from outgrowing this pot too fast. Like I said, the only thing that will outgrow it, where I'm going to have to really maintenance it faster than anything else, is if I decide to keep those aloes in there. And that's just because it has the potential of getting root bound, because the roots are so so thick. Hoping I'm not getting right in there. Trying to just make sure I'm covering the roots. A little bit more soil. I'm just using that Star Green from Lowe's. It's a new succulent soil company. They used to only carry Kellogg's brand. I like the Kellogg's brand. I used it for many years since starting my succulent journey and developing my green thumb with succulents and cacti, but I do like this new company a little bit. I don't know, just I'm kind of liking this. Trying to pack it in there. I just like this company so far. Making sure all the roots are covered. Okay. Just going to continue to move on with adding and going around their urn. Next we have these. These grow in height. Have a lot of these. People use these as obviously fillers for arrangements, which are really nice. So they're always good. They're and a little goes a long way. Just of how you position them and pot them. I'm liking it so far with next to the aloe, and it's a nice pretty green. Packing the soil around everything. And because these grow in height, and so do the aloes, this is a perfect specimen to put next to a blue aloe. So, in case you're wondering. The next thing I'm going to use and put in here, actually I'm going to put it more towards the front, so this trailing elephant bush can, is this the elephant bush? No, this is the trailing jade. So that the trailing jade can cascade over on this side. So I'm gonna put it right here and not too close to the aloe, because I'm probably gonna put another aloe. But I am going to put this right here because it will grow and it will fall over, which I love that look. Okay, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more right here towards the middle so it doesn't look so thin, but it looks a little bit more fuller, if you will. And then again, as long as all the roots are being covered and they're pointing down, roots that you've overlooked will find their way down. Okay, and then right here, I'm going to fill it with the other echeverias. Now, I could have moved the green to right here to break up. Let me see. I think I might do that. I could, and it'll end up trailing in the front. Like if I moved this to right here, because you're seeing it from the side view. If I move this to right here, it would cascade in the front instead of off to the side. This is when my designer eye is like, what should I do, Melissa? Because I might want to put this right here to break up the green, the colors of the echeveria, because the next thing I got is echeverias. What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Don't want to put those. Let me see. Let me see from your guys' view. Very pretty. So, these I can just put right here. I like that. I laid them on their side so you can appreciate them from that view, from when people, oh my gosh, this is the hard part, are walking up to my house or walking by it, they will be looking towards them. And then I'm going to stick that one right there in between, right next to that trailing jade. I'm just packing a lot of soil right on top of them so that I know all the roots are covered, and I want to pack them nice, really gently too, because I don't want to break any leaves off either from any of these. Okay. Now, I want to add another aloe, and I got some aloes that I can separate right here from the bigger one. Just easy like that. They'll be ready to put in. I do want to clean them up a little bit. Thumbnails all coming out. Okay. Here. These blue aloes are very, you guys see me, you guys follow me, you guys know I like using these in ground tapestries. I do also like using these in arrangements. You see how big the roots are though. That's how they grow. So that's the only thing about using these is what I said earlier. Just going to clean it up a little bit and cut off the little dead ends, and so that way doesn't take away. So you see how thick, how big it can get. I'm going to just stuff it a little bit right here, straight down, and then push the soil in. These two, like I was saying or about to say, is they're just nice fillers as well, and they multiply. It's one of those aloes that you're gonna get a lot of bang for your buck. So even if you bought a small one in the beginning, and they're really inexpensive, they're not as expensive as some of the other succulent specimens, they just produce so many. So again, you would enjoy that aspect of it too, because I really do. Because then as I continue to build my collection or build different arrangements, so I'm not going to water this right away because I do have some fresh cuttings like this one right here that I just pulled off, and so I'm not going to water this anytime soon. But they're little enough that I can just fill in some of these little gaps like that, and fill in this little gap like that. That's all I'm trying to do with those. Fill in the gap. Now I'm going to leave this empty just in case for some reason the other arrangement doesn't have root rot on the euphorbias. I will add, maybe if there's any extra that can be used, I will add it in here. So I'm going to leave that like that for right now. Okay, so here is pot 2. Going to do the exact same thing as I did with the other one. It made it a lot easier. So just able to loosen up the stuff that is so funny how easy this is to bend. I'm using these tools for you who are new. I'm using the tools that people use for aquariums or for bonsai. So you can look up aquarium tools or bonsai tools and be able to pick a variety of different ones there. Trying to just do the same thing as I did on the other ones and just be mindful in the direction that I'm pulling these out. Cat Midnight, love being around. Lola! Oh, sorry, Midnight. Lola, come on. Dog's out, you guys. Had to stop the camera because of my dog Lola. I didn't know she was out, but Nevaeh must have took her out in the backyard to go pee and then had to go back to school, back to class, because she's doing online right now. So this soil is really wet too. Look at how pretty. Are those not gorgeous? Man, so gorgeous. I'm telling you, I like build my collection by not individually potting them, but by Midnight, are you okay? I hope that thing didn't hit you on the head too hard. My thing fell on her when I went and saw Lola. Okay, Now let's do our inspection of this euphorbia and see how this is doing. First of all, I'm going to get all those so I can throw them in this pot, and as they go, got to be careful because these euphorbias, their little pricks hurt. Oh shoot. Okay. Feels like this is all connected. Okay. So here goes one. Let's do the first investigation. Okay. I'm going to take my finger out of this hole right here of my glove so I can feel properly. Okay. It feels really watered. Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, you see how like you don't even see that white stuff? Let's see how high it could go. Yep. Nope. So I'm better off with cutting them just off of here. This one already started getting it. So disappointing because I really, really liked, look at that. Barely any white stuff coming out. Let's just save the tip of that, see what happens. See that? That's what you should see. That's healthy. This is on its way to the demise. So I'm going to let that callus over and see what happens. That's what you want. Same thing for that. This one's good. Let's see. There's two little babies on here. That one, barely anything. This one. I don't know. We'll just see. Get them calloused over and see. This, no bueno. Taking these out because I'm going to save this soil. Okay, let's see these ones over here, you guys. I wish I had a little stool I could sit on right now. You know what? I have an egg crate. Let me get an egg crate. I got me an egg crate. Did I tell you guys that earlier this week or last week? I had the exterminators come out here and spray the house because, man, it just had a lot of spiders in the back. But I did not have them come in the house because I was really busy and I didn't want to have them come and then spray the house and me and Nevaeh had to be stuck inside with so these, let me see, split this apart. Woo. Okay, that's good. Let's see what we're working with. Okay, so from the touch of my bare hand, this feels pretty solid. It's not feeling squishy in any area. It's not feeling soft in any area. This is good because if this one feels good and the other one feels good, then I can put this in the other one and it could be exactly how I really wanted it. Whew, which would really be a blessing, honestly. And the good thing about them being in the urns, okay, let me see right here. This looks, at the bottom, looks like it was going to get root rot. Let me see. But it feels really dried out. That's just where the roots are coming. So this is good. This is a good one. Let me fill these ones up here. Nope, feel really good. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that right there. And let me check. Look at this little baby right here. Okay. So these ones are had a little bit longer to have time to get established. I'm just loosening up this soil. Feeling really firm. Feeling really nice and firm. Feeling really healthy. One of the reasons why I wore these gloves is so I don't get dirt under these nails. But I need to feel this right here. Okay. And that one I'm pulling apart. So this is good. You guys, what a blessing. So I can use these. I can use them. So I'm going to leave this one here and I'll put the other one on the other one. Oh, thank you, Jesus. You guys, you have to, I always have to give glory to God. It's so funny because some people will be like, why does everything you talk about have to be about something about the Lord? And I'm like, the question should be, why would I not? So funny how some people think you can separate the two. I'm a child of God first and foremost before anything else in my life. You know what I mean? And so that is my identity. That is who I am. So don't it just cracks me up that people think that you can separate the two. And when they ask that question, and I think it's because they really truly don't understand. But never be ashamed of who you are or feel like you have to dim your light in order for you to be able to be around other people or for other people to want to be around you. I always say, I've said it a couple of times. If you're talking to me and you want advice or something, I'm gonna mention God. I'm gonna point you in the direction of Christ. I'm going to talk about Scripture and what Scripture to stand on. So if you're wanting to continue to, ask me or ask me for my opinion or have me as a, how can I say it? If you're having a conversation with me, it's going to come up because that's my identity. That's truly who I am. That is my DNA. And when you are in God's Word every day, spending time with God in prayer. Spending time with God is doing what I'm doing right now. Yes, I'm talking to you, but if I wasn't recording this, and many times when I'm just doing this on my own, and I'm not recording, I'm praying and I'm talking to God, lifting up prayer requests or just thanking Him. So this is my life. This is my life. This is what I was created to do, was to live a life to worship him. And prayer is a form of worship. My lifestyle is a form of worship. My day-to-day activities is a form of worship, because everything that I do, my heart's desire is to bring glory to God. So I'm always going to mention him, because he is the reason. So in that aspect of having two euphorbias that were strong and not root rot, made me want to just thank you, Lord, and acknowledge him. Heck, it is his creation, right? And so I just felt blessed by that, because now I have two. I have two euphorbias now to still use in this arrangement, which makes me happy, because that's the whole reason why I even bought those arrangements. And for those, if I didn't mention, those arrangements were $29.99. $30, you can't beat that. So for $30, I got all of those succulents. Just packing it in enough so that it can stand firm and straight. So I'm just gonna pack that down, push some more, right up to it, just like so, making sure it's straight. Pop it out. So I'm doing the exact same thing as I did on the other one. Now, you guys, I know that when I do potting arrangements like this, they become super long videos. But I also know that some of you enjoy the super long videos. Do you know that I do? I enjoy the super long videos, not just making them, but I mean looking at them. So it doesn't bother me. Actually, they inspire me. And when you get to know a YouTuber, or you get real familiar with their channel, you look forward to talking, like hearing them talk, and so it almost is like, it's over already. It's like it leaves you wanting more. So I enjoy potting bigger projects so I can record and spend time with you guys. But also so I'm going to, let me push these back. Well, you know what? I might do the opposite. I might put these over here, because I want to mimic the other one a little bit. And I want the jade to be on the same side the other one is, because I want them to balance each other out as they grow and cascade, if that makes sense, on each side. So on that side, I have the jade going on this side. This side, I'll have this, and it'll kind of bring balance. It's like having two bookends. Think of two bookends to hold your shelf, your books. It just balances out the arrangement, which the bookends balance out the books, so none, they don't tip over from side to side. It's kind of like my perspective on it. So you go. So now these will grow this way. And the other ones will continue to grow the other way. So these urns that I'm potting in, that are the smaller version, are $29.99. Now the other urns that are larger, those were $89.99. So it is a big difference in price. But I like how they are a smaller version of them, and I think will look really nice. What a beautiful fall arrangement. So if you're looking for a fall arrangement to bring out colors, look at all these beautiful colors too that you can use. So don't shy away from that either, you know. I'm gonna put this one right here. I wish I could have done this live. The only problem with doing arrangements live is that they go really long, and a lot of you guys are, you know, at work and stuff. So right here on this side, I'm going to put these beautiful echeverias next to that beautiful emerald green and the red tips on this jade. That would look beautiful. I'm going to do the same technique with just kind of tilting it so it can lay and grow just like so. Now the roots are all covered even in its own soil that it came in, but I'm going to add some more. So I'm going to mound the soil right on top, like so. And I'm just going to squeeze these together, giving it some room, but also giving it some tightness. Then I got the other one. And I'm going to, you see the rooting system, how soft it is? So I don't have to dig it too deep. Again, just like so. Just like so. And mounding the soil right on top. Okay, just so gorgeous. So gorgeous. And then we got these beautiful ones. These beautiful ones. Just lay it back. Look, it has this pretty little one made out of a leaf. Put it in the back right here. Take some of the soil, just emptying some of the soil off, because I want to put these right in the front, just like the other ones. Now, these ones have little babies connected to their rooting system. So I'm not going to try to cover those too much, just making sure the root is covered, but it's okay if they're leaning off to the side. That's what I want. I just don't want to cover the babies. You see that one right there? With dirt. That's what I don't want to do. So, being mindful. This one has a baby right here. That might be really hard. So I'm, oh, okay. Put that right in here, because that's going to go nice. And I'm going to have this one lay just right here, because the roots, if you see, the roots are growing from right here. You see how it's curved? So I'm just going to go with its natural curve. There is another baby. It'll find its way. And I'm going to just make sure that the soil, that the roots are laying on top of the soil. I'm going to take this little baby who has its own rooting system. I'm just going to stuff it right here in the middle, right, even right here would be okay. It's kind of hiding, but it's going to have plenty of room to make its own little spot. And then this one right here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to lay it right here, just tucked away like so, and it will have room to grow. But it's not going to be too seen right now, which is fine, which is really fine. So that's what's cute. And this one has a baby right here and one right here. So those are going to grow big right there too. So that's cute. Don't know. I'm gonna probably put this one right back here as well. It'll have room to grow. I don't have to worry about this other little baby not being able to make it. Now we got our jelly beans. The jelly beans, I'm gonna put, let's see, we can put some right here. Why not, huh? Some right here to fill in the gap right here in the front. That's okay. These also grow trailing, you know. And they have a lot of air roots. A lot of air roots. So that's good. Okay. When they're stressed, they get a really bright red, really pretty colors. Do you see that? So I'm going to lay them right next to those. Just what gorgeous colors. Now the hope would be that they all propagate, right? These would make more, these would make more. But I don't want too many gaps, so that's why I'm using this as a filler in the front versus not too many in the back, you know, because there is such a big gap right here. And the other ones looked a little bit more fuller, the other one. So that could be because of the bigger echeverias that I had to work with, you know, in in that. These do have a lot of air roots, but they'll find their way. So that's good. That helped fill up that whole gap, which is good. Okay, I got a lot of little tiny ones that have little air roots already. I'm just gonna throw them in there. I got all these little tiny ones. I'm just gonna throw them right in there at the bottom. And you can do that too, because they're just gonna propagate, and that's good. So just gonna throw them all in the middle there, hoping they'll find their roots. Just throw them everywhere. This is when propagation works at its finest, when you're not really investing a lot of energy into them. You know, your focus isn't, did they multiply? Did they, you know? I feel like the more I pay attention, the more I get disappointed that they didn't even propagate healthy. So, okay. Now, for this over here, I'm gonna add as you can see, I still have a huge gap right in here. So the best thing I can do is probably add succulents as I go and rearrange some. I have some that are in these pots in the front that I might just add to here to just help fill in those gaps. Now I'm going to get my aloe. You see all these little babies on them? I don't need all these little babies on it. So I'm just gonna pull these off. Some of you might be like, no, don't do that. But like I said, these propagate so easy. I'm going to clean up a lot of it, because as you can see, it is really, really beat up here at the bottom. And I'd rather clean it up now as I'm making this new arrangement than later. Look at, see, already a new one coming right there. So I'm gonna clean it out. These were on the ground, so whenever the gardener comes, he used to mow the lawn before we did all the rocks, and it used to get everywhere. So just clean up the ends. Hope you're enjoying this video. Comment below if you are and you made it this far. I really appreciate your guys' support and following. I really do this for us. I really think it is healthy to show that it's okay to like to get your hands dirty while sharing your love for the Lord and for just your day-to-day life. So you see that, right? Looks very pretty. It's a lot better than before. I will not be watering this still too soon. think I told you earlier as you were watching me do the other one, that the only thing about these is that they have a tendency, well, no, not a tendency, they do have a rooting system that takes up the whole bottom of a pot because they're so thick. But they're so easy, they're very low maintenance. Very sturdy, hardy succulents. That is for sure. Now I'm going to use these ones that are a little bit more smaller. I'll use these ones in the arrangement because they're bigger but not too small. Like the other ones I yanked off were way too small. But these ones I can use to put even right up here. See? Just like that. Now, I almost feel like this is so hard. I think I'm going to add another big one to the back. Take these little babies off. Remember, like I said, I'm not going to water this. I'm just going to cut the bottom of this off. I've done this a lot. I've done it so many times. You're not going to ruin it. Only if you overwater it. Okay. So, take these out. And just start peeling it back like an onion. Just to help clean it up. Oh, look at, oh, that's a good one. I want to say hi to Gina. I want to say hi to Lynn. Also want to say hi to Kay. Hope all is going well still. You know, one day at a time. I also want to say hi to Bonnie, Karen. Good job. Got this going on. Hi, Nevaeh. I'm recording a video. It's okay.
I made you snacks.
Oh, thanks. I can't eat it right now because my gloves are on and they're dirty.
I know, but right now. That looks pretty.
Thanks. Do you see how it matches with the other? I'm still finishing that one, but I have to go back and forth to balance so I can see how I can balance both of them. Because I had to make sure I had kind of the similar one.
You stopped because you got low battery.
Did it stop?
No.
It's still recording?
No, it stopped, but then I pressed close because you know how sometimes it'll show low battery and low battery will pop up?
Yeah.
And then close underneath? I just pressed close.
But it's still recording?
It's still recording.
Oh, good. Well, I better hurry up then. Because Nevaeh says I have low battery. I'm peeling these back because of there's like so many little babies coming in. And I want to clean them up. I don't want them to look all dirty. Dirty and like just shabby, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a fresh cutting. If I had cinnamon, I would put the cinnamon on here. and it would help dry it out. But because I haven't watered these and these been out of the ground for a while, it really feels dry right here. So I'm gonna put it right here. I almost feel like I should have done that to the other one. Probably help the rooting system not go so fast with taking over. Oh. Okay.
Well, I love you.
I love you too. Are you on a break, lunch break?
Mm-hmm.
How's school going?
Good.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You're almost done?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm gonna put this small one that I cut off, like I pulled off from that first one. Thanks, Vay. Pulled off from that. Huh?
I put it on your fanny pack.
What? Oh no, they're gonna mount in there. Just put it in the kitchen for me in the refrigerator, please. I'm gonna put one right here just to fill in the gap between these two. Those aren't copper spoons. There's something. Silver dollars? No, I don't know. I forget. Just to break up those two. The colors are very similar between this one and that one. You know, when these aloes, they get stressed. They get that pretty lavender blue, but then mine also turn purple. Okay, I am ordering some top dressing, some Fireglass. Two. I ran out of turfus, so I'm ordering turfus as well. I like turfus. I like how it looks as a top dressing. My battery's gonna die, so I'm going to finish up. I'm gonna put this one on the other side, and pretty much we've done this all together, and I'm gonna show you what I added to fill in the blanks. I just don't want my battery to die on you guys. Okay, you guys, it's done. I used, which you didn't see earlier in that video, the chocolate fingers that you see right there in the middle. For those of you who've never seen those before, they look like the long green beans, but instead of it being the lady fingers, they're chocolate fingers because they changed that color to like a chocolatey maroon wine color, if you will. I filled it in with the baby aloe that I had from in my backyard. I also used these fillers, which is another trailing succulent or sedum, if you will, and that was from my backyard. So I used all of that to fill in. No top dressing needed because, again, as they grow, it's gonna fill in. And the euphorbia right in the middle. This was so much fun to do with you guys. I'm glad I was able to take my time and just be able to be in the moment with everybody. Let me show you. This was actually planter number 2. This is it from the side. This is it from the back. So from all areas, it's a 360, a whole 360 look all the way around on each side. Now let me go ahead and show you planter number 1, which was the first one we did. Looks so beautiful. They're not identical, but I tried to mimic, you know, the balance on each side. I took out the big aloe that I first put in here, cut the roots down, and put baby aloes in here. So that way it would not have to take over, the rooting system wouldn't have to take over this big pot anytime soon. And then added those trailing sedum in the back as well. Yeah, this was so much fun. I'm glad that I did these urns, the smaller version. I'm gonna go ahead and continue to work on this project, but for the first phase, it's done, and I'm glad that it's done now. So until the next video, you guys, God bless. Bye.
I long for that feeling. Why did it have to go away? I long for that feeling. Remember everything you said. Had to go on dreaming, dreaming. 'Cause baby, you are everywhere. I wish that you were here. 'Cause I don't want nobody else. I'm not afraid to be alone, new beginnings. I'm not afraid to overcome every feeling that I have. So take me in your arms, yeah. 'Cause nothing can really hurt us unless we let it grow. Forget about the past. Baby, we can make it last. It's better when it's me and you, no matter what I do. Baby, we can make it last. It's better when it's me and you, no matter what I do. Baby, we can make it last. It's better when it's me and you know it's true. Baby, we can make it last. It's better when it's me and you, no matter what I do. Baby, we can make it last. It's better when it's me and you know it's true. I know that feeling. We say goodbye until it hurts. I know that feeling. Stormy skies and fireworks.